We are on our way. We're out and about. I want to get a bite to eat. Talking about all the burns. We're going to start with the small burns. Not a lot of small burns right now. A couple of our smaller burns turned into bigger burns. I'm looking at 3 smaller burns. We'll start with Mark Harder. We've only been in business with Mark Harder for a couple of weeks, but it's been fruitful so far. 1 win at Yonkers Raceway with Cavill Hanover. Mark Harder certainly had him looking good in New York. Then Richard Moreau has Brave World. Now, somebody sent me a message saying that Brave World's only racing for 7,000. Can we race for more? Yeah, we can race for a lot more and get none of it if you want. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is get Brave World back on track. The fall is coming. You get a late start to the summer. Obviously, I'm not blind, same as you. He doesn't appear to be the horse that won the preferred handicap at Mohawk last year. Regardless whether it was a tough class or not, he slid in competition. So I would suspect as soon as the stakes get over and things start getting a little softer, he'll go back to Mohawk. And hopefully he's doing good. Yes, we can take him to the Meadows or Ohio, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not take a horse out of Richard Moreau's barn and take it to the Meadows and try and win races with him. So what I would like to do is just take my time, let the horse find his best stride, and hopefully he gets his groove back on. If he doesn't, I'll talk to Richard. Richard and I'll speak this week, and I'll ask him point blank, what are your thoughts on Brave World? What are we going to do with him? So that's where we're at with Richard and with Mark Harder, and then we still have Doug. Now, I am taking to the La Quinta, I guess, to Northfield Park. I am taking That's My Girl back to Ohio Monday morning. She'll be coming back. Just doesn't seem to be finding her groove. We just talked about that. She's not really just finding her way in Indiana, which is frustrating. I know if we get her back on track, we can go up the road. Somebody said, well, why don't you go to Scioto instead of the Meadows? Well, 2 reasons. One, Scioto is very difficult racing. Not that the Meadows isn't, but Scioto is hard racing, and for younger horses, it's not really conducive. There's condition races. The maiden is grouped in with aged horses. It's tough. And quite frankly, it's 30 minutes longer to Scioto than it is the Meadows. Not many people know this, but from Northfield Park to the Meadows is just over 2 hours. From Northfield Park to Scioto Downs is just under 3. So it's good racing right now in the Meadows. We're having a lot of luck. I suspect what you'll see is over the next couple of weeks, we'll try and get That's My Girl back on track. Maybe scoot her down to the Meadows and race her in a maiden at the Meadows. And if we have her back on track at that point, that's a lot of ifs. But if we have her back on track at that point, then we can go and race her another start or 2 in Indiana. That is, I wouldn't say a long shot, but it's getting closer to being a long shot right now. So 2020 has not been the year of That's My Girl, but I still think there's a good filly in there. She got lots of speed, lots of down. She already trotted 58 twice. It's not like she's been slow. She just hasn't put it all together. And then the Colts were better the other day. I think Fox Valley Briscoe will stay with Doug. He's in to go this week. I'd like to see him build on last week's race. And then the other Colt, he's got a lot of maturing to do still. Italian Grid. I know Doug had said to me, he says, he's nice, he's doing his work. I said, Doug, he's present. That's what he is. And at the end of the day, I think Italian Grit's got a lot of physical and mental maturity to go through, but maybe not mental. He feels like he's got it all together. He's put it all together well. He just needs to be faster. Just needs to be stronger. So it's just a matter of putting some race miles into her. One of my Mr. Tedesco, one of my clients and partners with Mark and a couple other people on Italian Grid, I was quite frank and said, listen, we'll race him twice more to get him the proper experience he needs behind the gate in a racing field. But I think at that point, we'll probably turn him out for the season and bring him back a little earlier. He's a horse that we're probably aiming to have back towards the end of January. Do a little winter racing with old Gritsky. And then find a spot for him wherever that may be in 2021. Whether that's anywhere from a condition claimer to a stake horse. The world is his oyster, as they say. But he'll have to use all the tools he's been given. So that's all the small burns. Be back in a minute. We get 5 big burns now. Tim, Harry, Mario. Every week somebody says to me, you forgot this horse, you forgot that horse. Look, this is what I'm dealing with. It's a complete train wreck because everything is moving around. So yes, I apologize if I missed a horse, but you should be able to find it in the 2 or 3 year old section, I would hope. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute we'll start with Tim's Barn. Back in a minute with Tim's Barn.